Hey, Henry, how you going?
Good.
Now, we better introduce you properly, haven't we? So, what's your full name?
Henry Francis Bannigan.
Great name. Now, I reckon that name would even suit a wombat.
Probably.
And in fact, that's what we're up to, aren't we?
Yep.
Now, this little stretch of road, because you live just around the corner too, this little stretch of road has got plenty of wildlife. What lives around here? What lives around here?
Foxes, rabbits, wombats, koalas, kangaroos.
Well, that's a pretty good start. And people. I like the wombat tracks. In fact, there's one we're going to look at on the way. But don't you think the wombat tracks on the side of the road are good?
Well, they do make dirt fall onto the road, but I guess they're kind of fascinating.
I think they're kind of fascinating. Well, let's go and check out this wombat track because we're heading off towards this first wombat hole and there's a bit of a story to this. So let's just go and check this wombat track first, eh?
Sure.
Now, what strikes you about this wombat track?
Well, I just think it's pretty deep for a wombat track.
Well, it's nearly straight up and down like a wall, isn't it?
Yes.
And how do you reckon you'd go? Do you want to try going up there and see whether it's easy?
Sure.
Try again. Good work. Nice going. Good stuff. Nice job. Is there a wombat hole at the top? Any wombat holes up there? All right, well, how about, do you reckon you can come down without injuring yourself? Well, try very hard. I'm glad my front path isn't this steep. You've got a steep farm, but I don't think your front path is flat, I know that. Well, how was that, Henry?
Hard.
Was it?
Yeah, very hard.
And did the track keep going?
Yes, it kept on going all the way up, like past that tree.
Right, all right. Well, let's go and see what else we can see, hey?
Sure.
Well, we've got off to a very good start, I think. You've joined us, Helena. Come on. Now, these wombat holes, maybe they're not all wombat holes because this first one we're going to, I've seen a fox and her cubs in the front of it.
Oh, cool. So it might actually be just a foxhole.
Or maybe the wombats might have lived in it and then they moved out and then the fox moved in.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe even heaps of animals. They might share, like you say. Mm-hmm. And you reckon that there's about 15 exits or something to a hole.
Mm-hmm. It was actually 50, she said.
50?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, emergency exits. Well, then I reckon perhaps like if you got a big enough burrow, maybe a fox could live up the back and a wombat family up the front and maybe even a snake in the middle.
That would be pretty weird if there was a snake and they were all getting along together. Or maybe the snake might feast on the wombats for dinner.
And if a rabbit could be in there too. Anyway,
Oh yeah, and then probably the fox would eat the rabbit, and then it would all be it would be a race to see whose house it would be, and then the loser would have to go and try and find another home or something.
well, I think it could get complicated, but very interesting. Well, now this first burrow we're going to look at, and you've probably been watching it as you drive backwards and forwards, but it's in a very damp spot, and I've noticed that the road's caving in above it because it's just below the road. And every day when I walk up here with the dogs, I see all this fresh dirt, muddy dirt kicked out halfway across the road. And I reckon it's been fighting a losing battle.
Yeah. It's probably like, oh, I lost my home, now I have to dig another home, and I'm so angry.
So what I have noticed is that I think it's moved out, got sick of it, and there's a brilliant one around the corner. But let's just have a look at this first one, eh?
Okay.
I think you've seen baby foxes on this corner, haven't you?
I think I did one time.
Well, I haven't, but once on our farm, Mummy saw some baby foxes with their mum. Once.
All right, let's go then. Let's go.
Is that where it is, all that dirt is on the road?
Yeah. Right, now, check that out. Look.
That's
Well,
a ripper of a hole.
Hey?
That's a ripper of a hole.
It's a beauty, isn't it? But I see there's been fresh mining here again.
Yeah. Must be a pretty angry wombat that it lost the battle.
Well, it's back by the look, and there's grass out by the roots, and now look at the angle of that hole. You get a decent downpour of rain, and that's just all that water's going to run straight in there.
And flood it. And the wombat will be like, we have to go. And we didn't make any other exits because we just moved into this home.
Now, what do you think about this hole?
Big and dark and muddy.
It's deep and
Dark and muddy. And damp.
Yes.
You want to go and what do you think about investigating? What do you think about checking it out, Henry?
Sure.
Yeah, all right. We'll leave it up to you because I think you might have a persuasive manner with the wildlife around here. Want to just go and check it out?
Sure.
oh my god, he's disappeared.
Now what are we going to do?
I don't know. He was there and now he's not.
Well, I don't know what else we can do because I suppose you don't want to go in there, do you?
Definitely not.
What are we going to do?
Maybe we should go and find the other end of the hole and maybe he came out there.
Well, there's not much else we can do, is there? Well, let's go and see if he's... Let's... There's only one thing we can do. Wait. And look. Henry! Where are you?
Come out, wherever you are.
Henry! Now that looks like quite a nice place for wombat tracks, but how far apart do you think these holes might be?
Probably about like 2 meters or something.
Oh, is that all?
I don't know.
There's this new burrow around here that's been freshly mined, and it's actually a great house, I reckon. Now look at that.
That's big.
Lots of footprints.
Maybe Henry's down there.
Well, let's hope he is. Now, do you think they're fox prints or wombat prints? What do you think?
Maybe they're battling over whose house it should be. The fox's house or the wombat's house.
Either way, it's pretty good, isn't it? Now, I wonder if he's in there. Perhaps we should go down and call in the tunnel.
Maybe that will work. Maybe he'll hear us and follow our voices.
We can only hope he's going to turn up, hey?
Hopefully he does turn up for dinner.
You wouldn't want to miss dinner.
It looks like the wombat dug up some roots.
Henry!
Henry!
It's a nice clean tunnel anyway.
Henry!
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 Henry, are you in there?
Henry!
Well, he might still turn up.
Yeah.
Oh!
Henry!
Henry!
Yay.
Oh, hey, what was that like?
Well, there was lots and lots of different tunnels leading to other places.
Did you go down all of the tunnels?
Not many of them. I went down one, which just curved around and came back to the tunnel I was actually going on.
Did you meet anyone?
Did you see a snake?
I saw a little fox cub.
Did you just?
Yeah, he was in like a little den thing, like it was his bedroom.
Wow.
Where was his mum?
I don't know.
Ah.
I didn't go in any other bedrooms.
Was it squeezy?
Well, yeah, it was very squeezy.
Well, I'm glad we found you anyway. So you've turned up. That was a bit of an adventure, wasn't it?
Yes. And also, the first bit was muddy, but then it got drier as I came.
So do you think they've moved out of the first hole?
Oh, yeah, because I did have to turn, because it was a dead end, so I had to turn around to go there.
Was it like a maze, like with many which ways, or like a labyrinth? Sort of.
More like a maze, even though they're the same thing.
Was it cold?
Well, it was warm, I'd say.
Yeah, good. How's that, eh? Nice and cosy then.
Yeah. The squeeziness made it cosy.
Gosh, hey, what an adventure. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, all right. Well, let's get on with our journey then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well done, Henry. We didn't know what happened to you. You just clicked your fingers and disappeared on us.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, when I clicked my fingers, that must have distracted you when I actually climbed in the hole.
I don't think so. I think you have magical powers, Henry. Mm-hmm. You and the wombats and the foxes. Mm-hmm. All right. After you.
Thank you.
Well, at least we found him.
If we didn't, then Mummy would have been worried a lot.
I'd say so.
Henry!
Yay, Henry!
Yay!
What was that like? Tell us.
Well, I had a tea party with all the little wombats in there.
Ooh, what were the wombats called?
So, there was Little Wombat 1, Little Wombat 2, Little Wombat 3, Little Wombat 4, Little Wombat 5, and the mum and the dad were all eating vegetables.
Vegetables?
Yes, they were having vegetable stew, and for second course, vegetable soup, and for third course, vegetable cake.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That sounds...
and so I joined in.
What sort of ingredients were there in the veggie cake?
Well, of course they had flour, water, eggs, milk, that for the dough and stuff. And then with the inside, they had carrot, broccoli, cucumber, zucchini, pumpkin, and all other vegetables you can think of.
So what was it like in there? Warm, cold?
Well, it was pretty warm. They have their air conditioner, which is a cold air conditioner. It's just a leaf with little holes in it, but water, like bubbly water, stretches over the little holes. So when water blows through it, it blows cold bubbles into the room and they pop with cold air.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wombats are cool creatures.
Yeah.
Like me.
Yeah, kind of.
So you had a great time?
Yeah.